on WBNE.
Howdy, yokes. Before we get started today, we just wanted to pause real quick and say, hey, what's up? My name is Tyler, and if this is your first time here, welcome to Bacon and Eggs. We're super glad you're here. This place is super low pressure, okay? Like a casual diner, you saw a movie, you want to talk about it with your buddy. That's exactly where we're at. You can listen to this show if you've seen every movie that we've watched, or you can listen to the show if you've never seen any of the movies we've watched. It's very low expectation. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're turning 30.
Or maybe we're just running out of time.
So quit your job at the diner.
And get started on the next one.
Because today we're bringing you...
Tick, tick, boom!
I do not like the ellipsis in the title.
I don't either. It's been a scourge upon my life for nary close to 10 years now. Since the first time I interfaced with this show. See, I just typed in every letter of the alphabet before I got to R to get to RottenTomatoes.com.
I need to do that as well.
Because I accidentally closed that when I was opening up the script.
Just give me 1 second.
Tyler, before we get too far into this episode, I just want to say, I know that Jonathan Larson, as a human being, is kind of a controversial person to some extent, and that a lot of people have a lot more nuanced opinions about him and know a lot more about Jonathan Larson than I do. We are currently talking about the Lin-Manuel Miranda Netflix movie about the made-up musical that he made up about his own life back in the 90s, okay? We're as far removed from the person Jonathan Larson as we can be while still talking about the person Jonathan Larson in an autobiographical context. Sorry for whoever he was as a person, and this is not the place to discourse that. We are not going to talk about Jonathan Larson, the person, what parts of Rent he may or may not have stolen or appropriated. This isn't even about Rent, like really at all.
I until this moment did not know there was controversy surrounding Jonathan Larson in any way. And I don't want to discuss it because I really don't want to know. Let me just run down some stats real quick. This was directed by none other than Lin-Manuel Miranda. Came out on November 12th, 2021, which was 67 days ago. Had a $55 million budget, and it does have a small box office return at $99,669. It's got an 88% critic rating and a 96% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 74 on Metacritic. Before I hear your score, I do want a closed-ended question. That's a question with a one-word answer.
What? You want a closed-ended question?
No, I want to ask you a closed-ended question.
I was like, you're putting me on the spot there, brother.
You can ask me one next if you think that would be fun.
Sure.
Have you seen Rent before?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you? I know the answer to this question if I ask you the same question. Have you seen Rent before?
No.
Didn't think so. That is okay. It doesn't matter.
So that was my thing, was that, like, I also have never seen Tick, Tick, Boom. I don't think I'd really heard of it, and I don't know if the show that he writes in the show is real, but I've also never heard of that. It was like Metro City rescued by the Crimson Chin.
I was expecting you to take longer in that statement, so I took a bite of pizza. And I'm now realizing that was a mistake that I made. So, I can speak about what was real in this and what wasn't real in this in a second when we talk about plot a little bit. Do you have a positive... Well, I guess I read the negative review first. Tyler, I'm going to give you one chance to tell me who didn't like this movie.
Oh my God, what is his name? God, his freaking Twitter handle is YouTube front row. Richard Brody didn't like this.
No, not Richard Brody.
Oh, who's the Christian Science Monitor guy?
Peter Rainer? I bet Peter Rainer loved this.
I don't know. That word Christian in the title really gets me skeeved out when it comes to Rent.
Yeah, I mean, but like it's not like Peter Rayner writes for the moral majority monitor.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Armand White of the National Review.
Oh, Armand White didn't like this? It's not a sequel. Isn't that
He
his
doesn't
thing?
like
He doesn't
anything.
sequels?
He doesn't like
Oh,
anything
well.
we like.
Oh, is he I'm sorry. He's the dude that doesn't like popular movies.
He doesn't like anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Armand White of the National Review says, Tick Tick Boom uses the Jonathan Larson careerist cult to promote Broadway narcissism. It's the most obnoxious showbiz biopic since DeLovely disgraced Cole Porter. This man is mad about Broadway and mad about the fact that he doesn't get to cover Broadway.
I don't know, man. I thought that was actually a pretty good review from Armand White. Usually what he's saying I think sounds a little ridiculous, but I can kind of see where he's coming from.
Fair. Do you have a positive review for me from a professional critic?
Yeah, let's take a look-see. This comes from Don Acoin from the Boston Globe, which is not in England.
The Boston Globe.
Cheerio, Boston Globe.
Pip, pip, I'm from Boston here. Everybody
I
knows
dare
this what
say.
people from Boston sound like.
Excuse me. I don't think I can do a Boston accent here. With tick, tick, boom, Miranda has done Lawson proud. Here's what happened.
I'm the TikTok voice of Rocket Raccoon.
So can I tell you how I got there? Is in my brain, I was like, New England, Matt Damon, maybe, who was I actually?
Hey, look, I can make Rocket Raccoon say tits and fart.
Bradley Cooper.
You guys, why is my TikTok voiceover stuck like Rocket from the movie Guardians of the Galaxy? Do you have a non-professional review from a professional human in our Discord?
Yeah. I don't know that I would call anybody a professional human. That is challenging. You said negative review because no, I do not have a negative review.
I said positive review.
Okay, I thought so, but there is not a negative review. This one comes from, I feel like I read a lot of people a lot. This comes from, I was going to do that one, but it doesn't work. This one comes from Tanaru, 95 out of 100. I have been thinking about this movie daily since I have watched it.
Can you give me one more?
Yeah, I sure can. Are you really trying to eat some pizza pie?
I have like
That's what
one
you're trying
bite
to
left.
This one comes from Go, Tori on the Mountain. 92 out of 100. I've always loved the original cast recording of Tick, Tick, Boom, so the bar for this film was set pretty high. It did not disappoint. The talent in every scene was just immeasurable, but Andrew's performance in particular was nothing short of wonderful. Such a well-crafted and thoughtful commemoration of Jonathan Larson and the work he gave to the theater community. I like to imagine that it was presented like a fifth grader doing a commencement speech where they're just like reading words off the page for the first time, but they definitely like didn't write them or rehearse it at all.
This is the year that we got our Yeller Dog torch. Tyler, I gotta be upfront with you. In the words of the great Pat McAfee, this is a 100%er.
I'm surprised you think that.
I have never felt so attacked by a movie in my entire life.
I actually did as well. I thought, God, I'll get right into it when I talk about. This falls at an 88 for me. I think it's fantastic. I think it's amazing. But like I didn't really get emotionally invested until like the last 10 minutes. And I kind of like to build with it. And I just didn't have that this time.
Sounds like operator error to me.
I think it is but this is a subjective show. It's my score.
That's totally fair. That's totally fine. Here's the thing: is I identify way too much with old Jonathan Larson here in this movie. I turned 30 in 424 days, which is less soon than you, but only just. And I haven't done... Like, he's like, I wrote a musical that Stephen Sondheim called one of my songs great. You know, I haven't done that. And Stephen Sondheim's dead.
Yeah, he can't say anything.
Like, Stephen Sondheim will never have an opinion about my musical. Ever.
Right.
Yeah, this movie hit me right in the feels. Right in the deep feels of the, like... You know, and I know that it's stupid to feel like this, right? You're like, 30 is not... And this is the whole point, I think, of... I still haven't seen it. This is the whole point of Inside by Bo Burnham, right? It's like 30 is not the end of the world that it's made out to be. And that you're going to be okay for the most part.
No. Mm-mm. Just about the opposite of that.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to take away from it, right? Like...
Well, I think that's...
Whatever.
Yeah.
So we have come around on 30 as a generation in the last 31 years.
I think that's true. I don't think we're all the way there yet, though. Like, the more conversations I have about 30 with people, the more I hear 30 is the new 20, things like that. But that's with people who are already 40. You know what I mean?
Right. Who are looking at it in hindsight, in the rear view.
Right, and they're like, yeah, it was good. But when I talk about 30 with people our age, or I kind of have that discussion about the impending doom that is 30, I feel like it's still a much more negative connotation. Yeah,
so this is the thing for me, is like, I feel this, right? Where the agent tells him, like, you know, this isn't the end of it, you get started on the next one. And that's writing. And like, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts, in my deep down, that I will be a best-selling author one day. But I have not gotten anywhere close to finishing a novel ever in my life. I've got about halfway there a couple times and abandoned a manuscript that I didn't feel invested in each time. Because I'm so wrapped up in my own head about writing the next great American novel that I'm forgetting how to tell a story that I know anything about, right? It's the exact problem he has in this movie. He's trying to write a musical about, you know, the dystopian future society of Superbia, which is nonsense, right?
Is that a real musical?
I mean, it's a project that Jonathan Larson worked on and never finished. It didn't go anywhere.
Right, no, I know it didn't go anywhere, but like...
Yeah, no, that's a real thing.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to like revive the original songs from the Library of Congress to do them for the movie.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
So then he did Tick Tick Boom as like a rock show, like in like theaters. Like it was exactly basically what was displayed in the scenes of Vanessa Hudgens.
Yes.
But yeah, like I'm just so caught up in my own stupid ideas of like what the novel written by Ethan Edgehill is supposed to look like that I can't even write. Like I haven't gotten started. I'm so far behind the ball, as it were. Like I'm past 27. I passed where Stephen Sondheim had his first hit. You know,
but you have to hear that comparison and hear how ridiculous.
Well, yeah,
I understand you tell it to yourself.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and it's just like this is one of those times where it puts it into sharp contrast for me that like other people feel this way, right? And like people get to have their success even after the age of 30, right? It's not some deadline that you have to be done by. And maybe it's just because I've been told that by record labels and you know, that I'm too old to be in a band and the kind of music I listen to. And maybe it's just because, you know, somewhere deep down, I don't have the kind of self-worth it takes to be, you know, a famous creative person. I have no idea. But I also feel this immense pressing weight because like I have been through some stuff in my life in the past, you know, 5 years of my life. I've been given quite a few heavy burdens to bear, and I feel like I'm supposed to turn those into something positive, something that the whole world can enjoy and can learn from, instead of just keeping this pain and this hurt for myself. Not that that's what I'm trying to do, but like I feel wrong for the fact that I haven't been able to do that yet, right? I haven't written my novel. I haven't released my own, solo album of the super intense, heartfelt music.
No, but I do want to tell you to shut the heck up right now. And I'll tell you why. Okay, because you're wrong. You haven't released the album. Okay, you didn't release a musical album, but you've released 400 hours worth of podcast content.
Yeah.
That counts.
No,
That's
I know it
something
does.
you released.
I know it does.
You made a book and sold out of 2 editions, self-published.
Let me finish.
All right.
This is the brainworms, right? Like this is the self-doubt that creeps in, and that's why I love this movie so much, is because it shows, I think,
one of the best. I think I can articulate the point you're trying to make. One of the best sharp contrasts in this film that I think is amazing is that so much of it, and this is, I mean, it was on the nose. It was right in front of you. So much of it is Jonathan Larson. I'm turning 30. This is the end of the world. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then at the end, when they say Jonathan Larson died at 35, it clicks in your brain. He was so young.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And it pisses me off that he died so young, right? Like he suffered an aortic dissection that was undiagnosed by his hospital, who sent him home with what they called the flu. And the man's heart was ripping itself apart. And that pisses me off in a whole separate way, just, after, again, everything I've been through in the last couple of years. So, yeah, I think this movie so clearly just, I can point, like, it's the thing where, like, it's given me a new language to talk about how the inside of my brain works, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I've just never connected with a character creatively in that way before.
But Jonathan Larson, for all the good that he did, okay, like, was a starving artist.
Yeah.
Like, he refused.
Till the day he died.
Right. Like, he refused to not be a starving artist.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
It was more about starving than art, I think, at times.
Definitely. And there's some part of my brain that was like, I have categorically refused to be a starving artist. Where, like, it's just not worth it to me. And then you come back to, like, this is why you can't write, is because you do XYZ instead. And there's truth to that. I definitely have a problem with, like, they're not hobbies, right? But I constantly try to, like, pick up new skills. And that's been useful for me, but it also, like, I get it, jack of all trades, master of none, but better to the master of one, right? But, like, maybe I have too many trades, I think, sometimes.
I think that until I get really in the deep end, like, I know dad level, like, I know corporate dad level details about cars.
Yeah.
I know more than most people my age who have never had to work with cars.
Sure.
But, like, if somebody gets in there and they're, like, really telling me about something that needs fixing, or, like, the carburetor's shot, it is 100% Greek to me. I don't know that that's necessarily the best example, but, like, it's very technical stuff. I have a very good logical brain. I can't do, like, electric maps in my mind. It can't be done.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. But, like, I'm trying to learn how to make motion graphics in Adobe After Effects and learn the mandolin at the same time. Currently in my life right now. On top of everything else that I'm doing, training a dog and working a 40-hour job and doing this and doing Late to the Party. Just coming back soon. Whatever that last Monday in January is.
Last Monday in January?
I think it's the 31st.
Shout it out right now. Monday the 31st. That is correct.
Yeah. The 31st. Annual Space Wars Generation. Live via satellite in color. It's an 18-hour function with commercial interruption. Glorious, glamorous, slam bam, arama.
You proud of yourself for that?
No, not really. I have an embarrassing amount of the damn Encanto soundtrack memorized, I'll tell you that much.
So my house in Kanto, You Super Carlin Brothers employees just can't seem to get that one right.
Honestly, it's 100% true. As I listen to other people saying Canto all day,
Yeah.
and it's just started to worm its way into my head.
Encanto. Is
Dos
Emily's
oruguitas
favorite movie? Oh,
Enamoradas.
if you keep singing, I'll start crying. That's where I'm at with that one. Every time it comes on, Emily's like Alexa next song, and I'm always like, no, that's my favorite one.
And then you didn't cry louder than words, man.
No.
I cried at the end of this movie for sure.
I was crying at the end.
That's louder than words.
Louder than words. Yeah, I would say that's the end when I cried. I said the last 10 minutes is when it got me right in the guts. No, I actually think I don't know who the actor is, but the friend deserves a nomination for this one.
Oh, the guy who plays Michael?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I thought that was a spectacular performance.
So old Andy Garf's got the Golden Globe for best actor in a drama, or in a comedy or musical at the Golden Globe. I think that is fully deserved. I talked a lot about my own feelings so far. Let's talk about the movie, right? We have seen a lot of interpretations on the movie musical this year.
Yes.
You've got
In the Heights.
Yeah, you got In the Heights and you got West Side Story, which are these like real kind of like larger than life. They're two different takes on New York, right? And there's these huge movies. They're these huge set pieces. They're these big events in the musical theater. And you've got Dear Evan Hansen, which was awful.
Garbage.
A monstrosity.
Just the worst. And you've got this, which is like a proper art school film with songs in it. Yeah.
Like it is beautiful.
Was Hamilton last year or was that 2 years ago?
Hamilton was last year.
Yeah.
No, 2 years ago. Yeah, it was. I'm thinking it's still 2021. Hamilton was 2020.
Okay. Does that mean we're getting close to like...
That was also specifically not a movie musical.
Well.
I mean, it wasn't.
Well.
Look, you can argue with me over whether Inside by Bo Burnham is a movie or not. Hamilton is that is the stage production. It's been filmed.
No, I disagree. I 100% disagree with Hamilton is a movie.
It's not.
Hamilton is a movie.
It's not.
Hamilton is a movie.
I'm not saying it's not, but it's not a movie musical. Okay, you need to understand the distinction we're making here, right?
Sure, it is.
No, it's not. And there's nothing to be gained by adding it to that conversation.
There was direction with the cameras.
I agree. It set a new precedent for what can be done with Broadway shows.
Pro shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is specifically not a movie musical. Like, that's not a diss.
Let me ask you this.
That it just convolutes the conversation.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
With original cast, 2 exceptions, Hamilton is now played by Zac Efron, and Eliza is now played by Vanessa Hudgens.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Is it a movie musical?
You can't change Alexander Hamilton to be played by a white dude.
Not just any white guy.
Like the white dude.
The prettiest guy.
The white boy of the month.
It wouldn't make any sense if it was Eliza and King George.
King James. I have read the Bible.
I dareth say.
Yeah. Yeah, so like this is, and not that In the Heights and West Side Story weren't, beautiful movies. Not they weren't extremely well shot, but those are big budget, big production, shut down the streets in New York City to do a dance number kind of films, yes. Right? Like that's a whole different conversation.
Yes, and this was like filmed in the back of a backstage of a black box theater.
The rehearsal room next to a black box theater.
Right.
And somebody's apartment and a diner set.
Yeah. on a stage because they turned it into a stage.
Yeah,
That's how
absolutely. Yeah, but like I like is there I used to be a big Hamilton hater, right? We all understood that. I was wrong. I get it. Is there anything Lin-Manuel Miranda can't do?
Okay.
Cuz the man's got the vision, right?
Yes, and I think he's really benefiting from like there will be a time where we talk about late teens, early 20s Broadway. And we talk about that awful rap thing that we were all about. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's what we'll say in 2030, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe we'll still be in it by then. But
2030 is shockingly closer than you think it is.
I guess, yeah. 2040. I'm going to be so old.
It's 2030.
I've been to the year 3000.
Yeah, I don't think that the rap thing is going to go away from Broadway.
I think there will be a distinctive Lin-Manuel Miranda rap sound that even in hip hop. I mean, you know, he's the Tupac of musical theater rap.
Well, he is the new Sondheim, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing.
Right.
He is the new how does he do it? Kind of like protege type.
Every time,
right? Like Sondheim had his own, and I'm not the world's biggest fan of it, but you know, he had his own style, right? He's known for like heavy dialogue in musicals. That was his whole thing. That was his whole shtick.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If it's on Broadway, the Broadway,
yeah,
it has to be good.
That's not true.
No, it does.
It's not true.
There's no show that you and I could go to that we would leave and be like, that was not worth $120 a seat.
There are plenty of shows you could go to that you would say that about.
No, because this is what I was realizing watching this, is it made me think about like the preview process and the whole thing the show's about, right? And it got me thinking, like, if you're one of the actors at this preview performance, like, you can turn in a great day and the writer still have a bad day. And I think it's so interesting from a judge's perspective of like, I really like the music, or that singer sounds really good, but this sucks.
So let me put it to you this way. This never made Broadway.
Tick, tick, boom?
Never made Broadway.
Really?
Even when it was produced as a full-fledged scripted musical, like mostly as you see it today in the movie, in 2001, off Broadway. It never made Broadway.
I don't think it would be a very good show, truthfully.
I mean, I've watched a bootleg.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you find time?
I was in college.
Oh, man, I could watch anything.
Yeah, I was in college. Remember when I got big into musicals when we were in college, and everybody tells that embarrassing story about how I sang all of Les Mis while I was drunk, wearing a Busch Gardens marching band jacket that was 8 sizes too small for me.
Yeah, like a size extra small.
And y'all made me lick the bottom of my shoe. I have not drank Yingling since then, and I'm not going to say what age I was when that happened.
Here's what makes me laugh so much about that.
Here's the thing: is I discovered Les Miserables, right? And I just
601.
and I fell in love with it, right? I watched the Nick Jonas version and was like, this is the coolest thing. I'm gonna get back to musicals. I've thought about musicals since my mom was like, taking me to Children of Eden back in the day.
Two Perfect Children.
Yeah.
I don't remember how the songs go, but I know there's one about two perfect
There are, yeah.
people. Yeah.
And so I just like followed the Spotify rabbit hole down, right?
Yeah.
And I came across a lot of like I came across this show. I came across The Last 5 Years, which got a movie but never made Broadway. I came across Next to Normal and Catch Me If You Can. And, a lot of these like shows that didn't get the love they deserved, but like did get a bootleg. And like if it had a bootleg, I was 90% more likely to just like watch it and enjoy it and like take it under my wing and like think about it for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is what this show was. And so when they were like, we're making it into a movie, I was like, yes, awesome. Like then Lin-Manuel Miranda's directing and Andrew Garfield. I was like, I love all these people. This is cool.
This is all great news.
This is all great news. Right? When they were like, we're making the last 5 years into a movie, I was like, I don't like Anna Kendrick very much, and I don't know who Jeremy Jordan is.
So the last 5 years, you either think is stupid. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Or you like really liked it.
Oh, I love it with my whole heart.
Yeah?
Yeah. A quadruple plus for concept on that one.
I don't know what it's about.
So it's a 2-person show. This is cool. It's a 2-person show about a married couple, right? Mm-hmm. And they only sing one song together in the whole show. And her story starts at the end and his story starts at the beginning. And they meet at the wedding and go the other direction. And it doesn't end well.
Rough beginnings, rough endings. That's what they say.
Yep. And I mean, it literally starts, the first song is like, we're getting divorced. This did not end well. And it turns around and he meets her for the first time and is like, oh my God.
He sounds great.
It is great. There's a movie with Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan.
Jeremy Jordan, I don't know who that is, but in my brain, I picture Corbin Bleu.
He doesn't look anything like Corbin Bleu. But he can sing.
So can Corbin Bleu.
He could sing better than Corbin Bleu.
Okay.
You should watch the movie. It's really good. But yeah, it in my mind, it is inexorably linked to this show and to several others just because they were like kind of like easily digestible musical scores for shows that had reliable bootlegs in 2012.
Yeah.
So that is my history with the show. I don't really know where I was going with that, but
Yeah, I don't know either. I know that I heard of this a few months ago when they announced the movie, and then I watched the movie today.
when they did the trailer, like the first trailer was just them doing boho days in the middle, and I literally cried from the beginning of the first trailer.
Really?
It was one of those movies.
That's so weird to me because you usually don't watch trailers.
I don't. But I already know what happens in this because I've seen a bootleg.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't watch trailers for I don't watch trailers for movies that I know I'm going to see. And usually for movies I know I'm going to cover on this podcast.
my question is, like, do you go out of your way why does your lighting look so much better than mine?
It doesn't. It's so shitty. What are you talking about? I cannot get my webcam to cooperate.
I mean, you're out of focus.
Yeah, I'm out of focus. I'm dark. I'm like way too white.
Yeah, but I look like you look like you're in a film. I look like I'm a dude in my bedroom and there's a TV in here. Like, yeah, it's not like the best lighting in the world. There's a lot on your what appears to me to be left cheek.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is. Yeah,
Here's my left. Yeah,
okay, cool.
that's
cool.
that's the arm that has the stuff on it.
Yeah, all those drawings.
All those drawings.
But
the mess.
But yeah, so I feel like people are gonna be like, Ethan's the one with vision, and Tyler's just a slob with Disney Mickey Mouse ears. And maybe they're right, but I want the vision too.
I think I would make a good cinematographer.
I was actually thinking the other day, I think I would make a good cinematographer.
I was doing something today for an ad for Manscaped
Nice.
where I was doing close detail shots on a ball trimmer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I would make a good cinematographer.
I'm good at this.
I'm good at this. I have the vision.
I can see it.
Because like, and that's the thing is like, I've done a couple music videos, and every time I've done it, I'll be like, I can't make my hands do what my brain sees. Like I don't have the either the I don't have the gear, I don't have the toolbox, I don't have the training, but I'm in my brain, I'm like, this looks so much cooler.
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda's got the vision. That's all I'm saying.
Dude can see it.
Because the man could do... Well, I mean, I guess he wasn't really... I mean, he wrote In the Heights. He was a producer. He didn't direct it. But he did all the songs for Encanto, and he directed this movie. All in the same year.
And he didn't take a part in Encanto. That's... I don't know if that's ever happened.
I think as much as I don't want it to be the case, I do think that the TikTok theorists are correct.
That he wanted Bruno.
That he wanted Bruno, yeah.
Yeah, it's written like a Lin-Manuel song.
Yeah.
I can see him so much as Ham, and I can see him so much as Bruno. I do not see Lin-Manuel Miranda as Usnavi.
Oh, yeah.
All.
He was straight up wrong for that part.
Yeah, like I can't even I was on the Peloton the other day. I don't want to flex every time I'm on this show, but I do talk about my Peloton a lot.
Hey, did you guys know Tyler has a Peloton bike?
Did you know? Tyler got a Peloton bike. I was on the Peloton the other day, and I was doing a Broadway ride, and they had songs from In the Heights. And that I don't listen to In the Heights a lot because I don't know the songs. It's such a commitment to learn a new musical. I know that I really like the music. I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't listen to it that often.
No, I firmly agree. The fact that you just said it is so much commitment to learn a new musical is like, I feel that so much.
It wasn't even
half of that was my resistance to Hamilton was that, like, if I liked it, I was gonna have to learn all of the 50,000 words.
But it's so much easier than you think because it really is. It's harder to skip a song during Hamilton than it is to listen
yeah,
through.
absolutely.
Like, because if you skip one, then you're like, well, do I really want to listen to this one now?
Yeah,
I went to
I went really quickly, as far as Hamilton goes, I went really quickly from Hamilton is stupid to I can sing along to the instrumentals. Like,
yeah.
very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's such a commitment to learn a new musical, right? Like, and that's the thing is, like, the musicals I like that are just now being made into, like, movies and stuff, like In the Heights and this, I've been listening to for 10 years.
Yeah, like
because I found them on a Spotify search accidentally in 2012. Like, I found In the Heights before Hamilton, well, not before Hamilton had been thought of, before Hamilton had been produced, right?
Right.
And I listened to the first track when Hamilton came out, and I was like, "This isn't In the Heights. This is stupid."
Yeah. I want Usnavi.
I want Usnavi,
not this colonizer.
No, if I could get, and not to hate on the guy that did Benny in the Heights of the movie, but if I could get Anthony Ramos doing Usnavi and Christopher Jackson doing Benny, like, that would be ideal scenario.
Oh yeah,
because he was the original Benny.
Oh.
Anyway,
so why was I talking about In the Heights? I was on the Peloton, In the Heights came on, and I was listening to it, and I was like, man, this is really good. So I'm very scared. This is my final point from that original conversation. I'm very scared that I'm going to, like, fall down the In the Heights rabbit hole. And then how do I think and talk about for, like, a month.
Yeah, it does that. It does that with, I mean, I think that's coming, honestly. Like, because it missed a lot of people when the movie came out.
In the Heights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it missed a lot of people when the movie came out, and now, like, since Lin-Manuel Miranda's star has never been brighter right now since Hamilton came out, right? Like,
yeah, but
and,
I even think
the entire social conscious right now is devoted to Encanto.
Encanto. That's what I was going to say. It's like, I think, the Hamilton Pro Shot's a big deal, but Encanto is the next Frozen. And
Encanto is going to be bigger than Frozen. I firmly believe that. Maybe not for kids, maybe not in the toy market, but, like, Encanto is going to win. It's going to be like a proper stage musical.
Have you not seen Frozen?
I have not, but, like, it's going to be bigger than Frozen on Broadway.
On Broadway. In the musical theater world, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Encanto, there
I'll
will
tell
at
you,
least be,
and
like,
people,
a school version.
This conversation came up today in the Discord, is why is everybody talking about, we don't talk about Bruno so much. Everybody's like, there are clearly better songs. And I'm like, yes, but nobody knows how to write an earwormy company number better than Lin-Manuel Miranda. Mm-hmm. And that is why the Family Madrigal we don't talk about Bruno, and all of you are like having their moment on TikTok is because they are extremely good company numbers.
So I get more Luisa TikTok than anything.
Surface Pressure's a banger. People are like, why isn't Surface Pressure the biggest number? You know, why isn't the song people are talking about the most? And like, people who love the song are talking about it, but it's hard to get into that one if you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't like really interfaced with it, because it starts so slowly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
also, like
it's just noises where there isn't dialogue at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't make for a good song.
But the thing is with Surface Pressure, I guess the point I was trying to get to has nothing to do with the quality of the song. I love them all. The Family Madrigal is maybe one of my favorite opening numbers ever.
Yeah. I mean, the intro to In the Heights, the opener to In the Heights is one of my favorite songs, one of my top 5 from that entire show. I mean, I don't think that the opener for Hamilton necessarily makes my top 5, but it is a masterpiece of musical theater work, right? Like it is very good. It just doesn't have the pizzazz of some of the other numbers.
Where do you hold on? Let's Alexander Hamilton is the Hand with the Ring. Hello, Book of Mormon.
Oh, it's Hello.
Do you think this way?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. See, I think when you compare those things, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, obviously the funniest dudes in the world, and their jokes are obviously the best in the whole musical theater world. But the music is a little bland compared to something Lynn wrote.
I think the music in the Hamilton opener is a little bland.
We fought with him.
Like, it's cool. It gets the point across, right? It's a good opener for the show, and they keep coming back to that.
Yeah.
Dun. How does a blank, blankety blank, blankety blank, blank thing? Like, that is a great use of Burr as the Greek chorus.
Yeah.
But like it requires the payoff, right? Mm-hmm. It requires you to get to the end of the show and for Burr to be like, how does a, whatever guy, son of a bitch, to know. I hate this motherfucker.
I hate him.
I'm going to shoot him in the face. How does this arrogant, obnoxious, loudmouth bother be seated at the right hand of the Father? It's so good. But it requires the payoff, right? And like, I think
no. But here's my thing: is when I was getting back into musicals, right around the time you were, I don't know what triggered you. For me, the gateway into musical theater was In the Car with James. He played. That's Jim Swindell. I know you're listening, James. I'm talking about you. I think you're listening. Has James seen Tick Tick Boom?
I would bet he's definitely listened to it.
Yeah,
he was a big Rent guy.
He was in Rent. Right?
He was in Rent.
No, he was in, or was he in Newsies?
No, he was in Rent.
Okay.
He's the Squeegee Man.
Squeegee Man. Okay. Back to what I was saying. What path was I going down, Ethan?
I don't know, but Tyler, it's time for a mid-roll ad.
Oh, neato! This week's episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by our friends over at Netflix. Netflix is an amazing place. If you don't have an account, I'm sure you know somebody that does. But really what I want to talk to you about is not only can you watch Tick Tick Boom, which is the subject of this episode, but you can also watch Younger, the complete series. But if you don't want a Netflix subscription, but you do want to watch Younger, which, if you don't know, is about a 40-year-old with a teenage daughter, played by Liza Miller. They can't figure out the next move. She hooks up with like a 20-something tattoo artist. They think they're about the same age, and chaos ensues from there. I think you'd really like it. You don't have to just watch it on Netflix. You can watch it on DVD. That's exactly right. Our friends over at Netflix gave us 5 copies of Younger, the complete series, that we can give to you. So, same drill as last week. There's going to be an Instagram post. You need to like the post, follow us, and comment on the post. And then you get an extra entry if you post it on your story. 5 seasons of Younger could be yours. Could be yours. Well, no. Sorry. 5 copies of the complete series of Younger.
Nice.
I don't know if there's 5 seasons. It seems unlikely. I think it didn't get renewed.
thank you. Shout out to Netflix for those copies, and we will get them sent over to the people that enter and win the giveaways.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
And speaking of Sutton Foster, we're talking on musicals, and Sutton Foster is a Broadway star. She's in The Music Man with Hugh Jackman, which is everything Jonathan Larson hated about Broadway.
But she's not in this.
She is not in this, no. And here's the thing. Let me talk. Actually, I do want to talk about The Music Man for 2 seconds, right? Because obviously it is the evil empire of musicals, right? Like it is Warner Brothers being like, we can't own anything else, so we're gonna own musicals, right? We're gonna kick Beetlejuice out of its home so we can do The Music Man with Hugh Jackman, a musical that nobody really wants. And then Hugh Jackman.
You say nobody really wants, but it will sell out.
Oh, it's already sold out. I mean, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But let me finish, man. You keep getting to me halfway through my points today. So there was a fourth day of previews for The Music Man with Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman, and Sutton Foster had to miss a show. I don't really know why. And the Swing had to step in. Now, this Swing in particular could have covered any of 8 roles, including the lead, like the female lead. But she had never even rehearsed before. And I told at noon, hey, you're going in at 1 p.m. to play Marion, and also you're playing Marion tonight on Broadway at 7 o'clock. By the way, Sutton Foster can't make it.
But if I understand correctly, she nailed it.
She did nail it. But also, after the show, Hugh Jackman was like, hey, before we do bows, everybody, let's understand a couple things about Broadway. What you got to understand about Broadway is we do not live. We do not do anything without the swings, without the understudies, without anybody. And this lovely woman next to me had no idea she was going to come on and play the leading lady next to me tonight. And she absolutely killed it. And he's just he's out on stage in the marching band costume as Hugh Jackman with his Australian accent being like, I'm going to make a plea for why you should stop bullying me about being in a goddamn musical on Broadway.
I love that he does Broadway.
I do too. And that is the thing is at no point was anybody Hugh Jackman should have said no to this. It was just we would love it for Beetlejuice to not be kicked out of, the theater that it was in so that you can do The Music Man, a show that can literally be done in any theater. I know because I've seen it done at Mill Mountain.
Yeah. You can do it at any of these.
You can do it on any stage in America.
Yeah.
And they're doing a avant-garde version too that doesn't use sets.
I love that. I think that's the best.
I mean, I agree, but you can do that in literally any theater on Broadway. There are so many that were empty, not having sold out shows in them.
Yeah. And Hadestown so good.
Well, Hadestown didn't go anywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice was really good. And it was winning awards. It wasn't like it was doing badly.
Right.
I remember I happened to be in New York and I was this was around the same time. And I wondered, maybe I can get a showing of Beetlejuice tonight, last minute tickets. So I went over to the box office, right? And I was like, hey, can I get a ticket? And the guy goes, yeah, in April. And this was December.
Screw you,
He was we've been sold out every night for the whole run. Anyway, Andrew Garfield, Tick, Tick, Boom, couldn't sing before he did this movie. Which, on one hand, is conflicting to me, right? Because, I don't necessarily know that he should be praised for that.
Andrew
you know
Garfield's,
what I mean? It's always an interesting thing when they're like, oh man, this actor had to do all this stuff so that they could do this role. It's why do we view that as a good thing, right? Why are we oh my God, Andrew Garfield's so cool because he couldn't sing before he took this role on? He probably just shouldn't have gotten the role.
Yeah. No, I feel that. But I also think, this isn't, a harmful... I have less of an issue with Andrew Garfield.
Oh, definitely.
Than, the Christian Bale thing. But, also think about this. Andrew Garfield was, a music... Or not a music college guy. A theater college guy, right?
Theater actor. He has a Tony Award for drama.
I'm sorry. In all the programs I've been involved in, it is impossible for you to, go to theater school and not at least have a rudimentary understanding of singing.
Well, I think he's English though.
I know, but like
You can go to like the Royal Shakespeare Academy.
like play school.
You can go to play school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I understand that all the departments that you've been involved in were like this, but like not all of the departments in the world are like that.
Yeah, I mean my experience, my anecdotal experience is not science for sure.
Yeah.
I just want to be real quick with you.
I've watched half of Angels in America with Andrew Garfield.
What is that?
The show the play he won the Tony for.
Oh, I've never seen it.
But yeah, I can't imagine why. It's 8 hours long.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's two plays.
Oh, that's cool.
It's 2 parts, like the Cursed Child.
But you have to go to the theater twice?
Yeah. You have to go either like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
It takes 2 days to see the Cursed Child?
Yeah.
This is news to me.
Yeah. Anyway, so Angels in America is a play by Tony Kushner, who had something to do with this movie. I believe wrote the script or something. Or script supervised or whatever. Adapted it in some way. But yeah, he's a playwright that wrote Angels in America. It's a big deal. I mean, it's a big play, right? They did a pro shot of it with Andrew Garfield and Nathan Lane, which was pretty cool. I've watched half of it.
Who's Nathan Lane?
Nathan Lane from The Producers. He's Nathan Lane, man. He's like Patton Oswalt, but gayer.
Yeah, I'm looking at photos of this guy. Nope, this one's new to me.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, he's cool. He's a song and dance man, but he also is in movies and stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, you even see the Birdcage. This comes up every time we do Pride.
Yeah.
He's Robin Williams' husband in the Birdcage.
I see. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's cool. It's where that TikTok clip of Andrew Garfield sitting on a bed with a cross in his hand being like, "Garlic! A crucifix! Fuck off!" comes from.
I've never seen that in my life.
I'll have to send it to you.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and that's where Lin-Manuel Miranda found him and talked to his massage therapist about, because they share a massage therapist who
That
just straight
to
up
me-
who did the biggest alley-oop in movie history, in recent movie history. When Lin-Manuel Miranda's in there and is like, Andrew Garfield, right? The guy's like, yeah, totally. Why? And he's like, Andrew Garfield could sing, and the massage therapist is like, yeah, totally. Great
Yeah,
singer.
Sure can.
And then Andrew comes in 2 days later. He's like, hey, I told Lin-Manuel Miranda you could sing, so you might want to get lessons.
Yeah, you gotta get on that now.
You gotta get on that.
Who do you think was more jazzed to work with who? Because I think it's Lynn's year. It's Andrew Garfield.
It's Andrew Garfield's year for sure. Andrew Garfield strikes me as the guy that every time his phone rings with a job offer, he's just like, yes, I get to be in a movie.
I love doing this.
Right?
Movies
Like,
are the best.
I have never seen Andrew Garfield like with a outside of acting with a frown on his face, right? Like ever.
I'm sure he has a challenging life. I mean,
I'm sure he I'm sure he does.
Andrew, if
God,
you're listening, I
speaking
want you
of-
to know it's okay.
Speaking of people that have horribly challenging lives that we should feel so bad for them, did you see that Daniel Radcliffe is going to play Weird Al Yankovic in a biopic of Weird Al Yankovic?
That's another one. Like, who's more jazzed about this? I don't know who.
The 90s kids. That's who's jazzed about it. 90s kids.
Between Al and Dan, who is more like, I get to meet so and so? Like, is Al like
I
get to meet?
I don't know,
Harry
because like
Potter,
knowing Al Yankovic, it is like directed and produced by Al Yankovic.
right?
And he was like, I want Daniel Radcliffe to play me in a movie.
In a movie about Albuquerque.
Yeah. One day we will acknowledge Weird Al Yankovic for what he is, which is the greatest songwriter maybe since Mozart. The dude's insane, man. Like
He's amazing.
he
He's
has
so
no
good.
help ever.
Yeah. No, and he's so good. I mean, it's
And it's just
incredible.
like he keeps doing it. Like he has not seen a dramatic lack of or dramatic drop in quality in his parodies ever. Like pop music has gotten worse.
I think he's lowered the bar for the quality of pop music he would parody.
I mean, sure, but like that still, you have to like, because he could have gone the way of Punk Goes Pop, right? Where everything got really boring because pop music was boring.
Right.
Like, I haven't listened to Weird Al Yankovic recently, but I imagine that like making parodies out of Post Malone songs is more challenging than it was out of like the Backstreet Boys.
What Backstreet Boys song did Weird Al Yankovic parody?
I Want It That Way. I bought it on eBay.
That's exactly right.
Bought it on eBay. To this day, I know every word to Pretty Fly for a Rabbi, and I know none of the words to Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
I don't even know what the All Yahoo says is Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
All the girlies.
Oh.
I don't know a single word to All About the Benjamins. I'll tell you, I've never even heard that song.
I know every word to Amish Paradise. Much better than Gangsta's Paradise.
I know a fair few of the words to both. I've listened to Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio more times than I've listened to It's All About the Benjamins.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. But I remember the first time I heard Gangsta's Paradise, I learned that Amish Paradise was a parody, and this was like 2010.
Oh, there were plenty of times where I learned ex post facto that Weird Al Yankovic was parodying a song.
Yeah. Because his little comedy song is so funny without the parody.
Right. And also, his albums have plenty of originals on them.
Yeah. Oh my God. Imagine my surprise when I heard MacArthur Park for the first time.
I just don't even know. I don't know why he thought he needed to parody that song.
No, MacArthur Park is a classic.
The chorus is "Someone left the cake out in the rain." Who is like, this could be a great song. Hey, guy that played Dumbledore in the Harry Potter movies, I like that song that you sung about cakes. I'm going to make it about Jurassic Park. Hey, Richard Harris, I know you're dead now.
Well, Jurassic Park was before Richard Harris died.
I'm sure it was.
Someone left the cake out in the rain. I actually, so the version I default to is Maynard Ferguson.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Right, for sure.
Now I'm thinking about Michael Bolton.
Now I'm thinking I'm thinking about Big Band Swing.
Oh no, I'm thinking about Tell Me How Am I Supposed to Live Without You? Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, grade me.
2.
Michael.
2.
No, that's not very nice. Be nicer to me.
6.
I will starve. That was a starving artist joke. See, I was taking it all the way right back to where we started.
To be fair, the thing I know that you and your freshman roommate, Stephen Plotz, were big Michael Bolton fans. To this day, the thing I know Michael Bolton best for is the Lonely Island song.
So I would say that year was the same time that happened.
Yeah.
And that I got into Hercules, the movie, which he did the music for. I don't know any other Michael Bolton songs. Like, I know them now just sort of out of existing.
This is the
zeitgeist.
tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
This is of Tony Montana. I'm curious. I'm going to pull it up on Spotify. Michael Bolton's #1 song. Do you know what it is?
Is it not How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?
It is not.
What is it?
Jack Sparrow.
Really?
Lonely Island. Yep. So
I guess it is Spotify. That came out like the same year that Spotify came out.
Right. So it's got that perfect age.
Yeah.
I would say How Am I Supposed to Live Without You has sold more records because you used to be able to buy it on TV. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
You could just call the number and they would send you like 2 CDs worth of awful love songs.
What I love is that TikTok has revived the concept of those promos.
Late night infomercials.
The late night infomercials where somebody will be in like a bathroom and they'll be like, I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. And somebody else will duet and be like, for just $14.99, you can have the Essential Love Songs 7 CD collection.
Those are the best.
Strawberry wine.
What was your favorite growing up? Because we used to watch, like, do you remember we would... I'm about to
it was like the top 50 country love songs was the one that I remember the commercial for the most fondly.
Let me date you back real quick. It's July 2006.
Okay.
What are we watching on the television? Japanese Ninja Warrior.
Yep.
Followed by like golf infomercials.
Yep.
Followed by tractor pull reruns.
Yep. The Monita 15th annual tractor pull.
I love that they were just like, hey, it's 2 a.m. What should we air right now? Put up the tractor
original
pull
Ninja
video.
Warrior.
Yeah,
you, me, and Chris were probably some of the first Americans to know about Ninja Warrior.
To love Ninja Warrior.
Love the concept of Ninja Warrior. Like American Ninja Warrior didn't exist.
No, it didn't. Do you remember when Ninja Warrior first came to the US and people were like all about it? I felt like such a freaking hipster through that whole thing. That
like I've been watching Ninja Warrior for literal years. Guys, it's on G4 in the middle of the night. What are you talking about?
What are you guys doing?
We got 3 channels at Chris's Lake House. We got public access, G4, and the news. The Weather Channel.
Of all channels we could end up with.
We got G4.
G4. What was their news show that was actually really good?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh, it was like a thing, and then when they canceled it, it was bad. Let me see if I can find it. Do you remember the girl?
Yeah. I don't remember her name, but I remember her.
Let me see if I can find out.
Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you?
X-Play? Does that sound like what it was?
I don't remember, honest to God.
No, I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway,
yeah.
Tick Tick Boom, the Netflix movie. The scene where they do the therapy song is a work of art. Where Vanessa Hudgens and Andrew Garfield do the the modern song about 2 people in love. With the just crazy smiles on their faces.
Yes.
I constantly kept wishing that it wasn't cutting back to Susan.
Yeah, I wanted more of the Vanessa Hudgens.
I wanted to just watch that whole thing play out.
Yeah. It felt like a really poorly done pro shot, truthfully, because I didn't know what's original, what's for this movie. And then I didn't get to see enough of the dancing. It took me to the end of the song to realize what they were doing.
Okay.
With the creepy, freaky smiles.
Gotcha. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that being at some point it is a poorly shot pro shot because it cuts away to some dude's life constantly.
Right. Yeah.
And they definitely, I think this is a real cheap shot. They definitely set you up to think Michael died.
Is Michael not dead?
I mean, he might be dead now, but he was there in the audience.
Wait, what?
He was there in the audience during the opening night of Tick Tick Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But they set you up to think that he died.
Oh. I didn't think they did. I think they set me up to think that he was dying. That I mean, it was a shocking hit to think about 1990. The AIDS pandemic is not something they teach us in schools.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because it's still to this day, it seemed like it's seen as like a shameful thing.
Well, yeah, and I don't understand how it could be shameful. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Because
You
that's
should
all
watch
I
Rent.
have to say.
I'm not the world's biggest.
Listen, Rent has been on my like musical watch list forever, but that's another one. Rent and Newsies both, because I haven't watched either one. I know as soon as I dive into that, it's the same as In the Heights.
And that's the thing is, I have not given Rent the time it deserves as a musical. Like it's not my favorite musical I've ever heard or watched, because I've really only ever watched it. It's got some good numbers, but it's very like it's very 90s in a way that I'm not a huge fan of.
Like Rocky Horror?
Yeah, sort of. Like I definitely prefer modern adaptations of even like the 80s musicals. Like I like the 25th anniversary performance of Phantom a lot better than I like the original cast recording of Phantom.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of to be expected. Like,
Yeah.
we sang differently 25 years ago. Doesn't feel like that long, but even if you put, like a Britney
Well, it was 25
Spears-
years ago, 2011.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like compared to now, put, a Doja Cat song next
Sure.
to Hit Me Baby One More Time, and like they're very clearly different.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But and that's the thing is like, even if they redo Rent, right, it's not going to change though.
Right.
Because there's something so quintessentially 90s about Rent.
I don't know. So I've never seen Rent,
But
as we've discussed.
you should watch it. It's worth watching. I would love to revisit it just from like I am a better person than I was the last time I watched Rent. And I think I could get behind the messaging much more and not care so much about just like it's a musical that I don't particularly vibe with.
Rent ran for 12 years. Solid chance if I see it, I will like it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because I've watched they did like a 10th anniversary pro shot, like a good one, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is I can tell that this is very good. It is just not entirely my shtick right now. Like it's a big production in like what I would consider not the way I like it to be a big production.
Yeah.
I lean toward either very, very large production musicals like Les Mis and Phantom, or very small production musicals like this and The Last 5 Years.
Have you seen Come Sail Away? Not Come Sail Away. Come From
Come
Away.
From Away? I have not.
Have you seen Come Sail Away? Have you seen Styx live?
I have not seen Styx live. I probably won't.
They used to come here every year, and I always wanted to go. And I never did.
Well, that's a shame.
I didn't go because you don't like Styx.
Sorry, man. I don't feel the least bit bad about that.
I just don't. There's got to be like a reason. It's one of these things where
I hate the guy's voice. That's it. I hate the guy's voice.
No, it feels like you're hiding something from.
I'm not hiding anything.
Hates Styx.
It was just one of those things where like everybody was like, "Oh, Styx is so great!" Like, we did it in our high school marching band, and I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I've heard this song. It's not my favorite thing. I don't really like the guy's voice at all because he's really annoying. I'm sailing away. And like, I'm not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan at all.
Okay. Is that a Styx thing?
Yeah, it's a big Styx thing. Every game, every Steelers game, they turn off all the lights in the stadium and play Renegade.
Did they do the new Renegade?
No, they do Renegade by Styx.
Yeah, no, I got that. But do they do the new Renegade after that?
And like Renegade by Styx would be a good song if somebody else sang it, right? Like,
no, because I like the guy's voice. I'm sailing.
well, that's fine. You can. It's a combination of me not liking the guy's voice and everybody being like, "What? You don't like?" Like the quickest way to get me to rebel against something is to be like, "What? You don't like that thing?" What do you mean? Everybody likes that thing.
Everybody likes that.
And I'll be like, oh,
everyone knows.
You know, I'm just not really a big fan of that dude's voice. Like, you're just a hater.
You are just a hater, man.
And then we're stuck forever. I will never like that thing ever.
You might like Styx one day.
Maybe. I don't think that's going to change, but that's how it was with Hamilton, right? I was just kind of like, yeah, it's not really my jam. People were like, you're stupid. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
They were right is the worst part.
But they weren't right? Because like it's not like I'm allowed to not like it though is the thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I have a hard time with that sometimes, where especially if I come around on something, I have a really hard time with other people not liking it.
This is
because usually, in order for me to come around, it has to win me over not just from base, but it has to sell me from a negative space.
This is the biggest problem I have with Disney is the assumption by other adult Disney fans that you have not only seen the movie, but it is unreasonable that you haven't seen the movie, and it is unreasonable that you do not like the movie because you have not seen the movie.
It is unreasonable that you do not like it because you have not seen it.
No, but like that you can't interface with it.
Right. No, I see what you're saying there. I'll say, like, it's tough for me to interface with stuff like that I haven't seen.
This pissed me off so much is you got the people that didn't see Encanto in theaters and then waited for it to come out on Disney Plus and then acted holier than thou because they had seen it.
Yeah. It's like, excuse you.
It drove me insane.
But, like, what a weird flex, right? Like, a lot of people can't go to the theaters right now for very good, well, not for a very bad reason, but a very good get you out of work reason.
But it's like the movie came out months ago and you didn't see it. How are you going to, like, it's been on Disney Plus for 2 days. Like, not you, the royal you, not the Tyler you.
I was about to say, yes, I did.
Yeah, the royal you, not the Tyler you, right? But, like, how are you going to, if it comes out on Christmas Day, how are you going to get mad at people on the 26th for not having seen it?
Right. It also didn't.
Like, they expect it to be Game of Thrones, and it's just never going to be Game of Thrones, right? As much as you want them to be, they're not going to be water cooler movies. And the shows aren't going to be water cooler shows, right?
I mean, people talk about Book of Boba Fett at my work.
Sure, but like, if you spoil Book of Boba Fett for somebody the morning after the episode comes out, you're an asshole.
Yes.
If you spoiled Game of Thrones for somebody the morning after Game of Thrones came out, it was like, what are you doing, man? You didn't see it?
I guess. I didn't see it.
Well, that's how it was.
Do you want to ask me what did I think of Game of Thrones this week?
No, I don't, because you're an asshole about Game of Thrones. Everybody's an asshole about Game of Thrones these days.
There's no way to like it or dislike it.
No, there are plenty of ways to dislike it. Trust me. As somebody who very much enjoyed the show up to like halfway through the last season, and still, like, I would rewatch it. I would reread the books. I plan on rereading the books this year. People are like, wow, idiot. I guess you didn't see the ending, you moron.
Do you think we'll get the last 2 books?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's no Pat Rothfuss.
I just finished The Wise Man's Fear today. And I'm at that point. I'm at that point in my life where I want to like drive to Patrick Rothfuss's house and be like, I will pay you all of the money I own for the book. Please, God, I have to know what happens. I know I'm being the annoying fan right now, but I have to know what happens, Patrick. I need it.
Man, I might have to reread this book because I just not having that experience.
Oh, dude. It's good.
It was very good. It was very good.
Because the man knows a thing or two about telling stories is the thing. This is what Jonathan Larson didn't get with Superbia. It's about the story is king, right? Always. That's what I forget when I'm trying to write books. And I spend my whole life trying to write the damn next great American novel and forget to just tell a story, a human story that connects with people.
Yeah. You made that point already.
I know, but I'm still frustrated at myself.
My thing, yeah.
The other problem is, and this is the thing.
Can I tell you my fear?
Sure.
I'm so afraid that if I really get into it and start writing the next great American novel, which it won't be, right? But like, I'm afraid that completing 80,000 words is not that hard.
I'm terrified. No, I have the opposite problem is that I have the problem that like, I don't know that I have the resolve to be like, I'm just going to move on to the next one. When the first one doesn't sell.
It won't.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Plenty of people's first novels sell.
Oh, wait, I mean, do they?
Yeah.
It's not the first novel they wrote. It's the first one that got published.
Plenty of people's first novels sell.
You think Looking for Alaska was the first 80,000 page slab of paper John Green ever did?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
He's talked about
but that's the thing is I don't know how to like not complete a project, right? Like,
so just complete it, man.
like I can't imagine completing the project then having somebody outside of my sphere being like, "Oh, actually, this isn't good enough. It's not a complete project. It's garbage. Start over." Like, I don't know how I'm going to respond. I hope I'll respond with grace and then I'll be able to like, you know, just do the thing, right? And just write another book. I gotta write the first one is the thing.
You gotta write Superbia.
Yeah, I gotta write Superbia, right? And part of the problem is that like, and the advice here is great advice, I think, for people that aren't me, is when she's like, the problem is the things that have happened to me in my life are so pervasive to my life that I don't know how to disguise them.
Why do you have to disguise them?
I don't know, because I feel uncomfortable writing a book about a 25-year-old kid whose dad gets killed.
I think that would be a beautiful book.
I mean, probably, but like my internal walls, my defense mechanisms tell me that I have to put a barrier between that and myself. I don't know why. I haven't quite analyzed that one yet.
What if you just wrote the book with no intention of selling it? Hi, Emily.
Because my brain doesn't work like that. I make podcasts. I don't care about the money. I don't like. I'm not trying to write a book to be rich. I'm trying to write a book that a bunch of people read.
Right. Okay. I guess here's my question. Why don't you just write it anyway? I feel the way you feel.
That's the great American question, right?
Right.
Is why don't you just write it anyway?
You?
I would love. Hey, if you're selling the answer to that question, I'll buy it from you. I got $25 on my wallet.
Yeah. When I talk to my writer friends, I feel like that's typically where we come back to is like,
it's just write the fucking thing.
Right. They're more interested in writing it than people reading it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
And I
know. And then I think about the fact that I want people to read my book, and then I feel like a failure as an author, even though I'm not an author.
Yeah, then I feel like I'm going about this the wrong way. And I'm certain, like, one of our best friends in the world is an author, and she'll be extremely nice to me and tell me, I think if I could do Beth's way, I would do Beth's way.
Where she just like, I got to get the words out.
I just got to keep writing them.
I just got to keep writing. Yeah, I just want to put words on page.
And I think Beth does want to sell books.
Yeah. Beth has sold a bunch of books.
Lockdown on London Lane. Pre-order still?
Yeah, pre-order still. It's 2 weeks till publication day.
Yeah.
It comes out in 2 weeks from it comes out in 12 days from when you're listening to this.
Yeah. You can get it on Kindle. It's probably like, I have no idea what the Kindle price is going to be. The pre-order the other day was like $3.
Yeah. I can tell you, as somebody that has read it, as an advanced reader of this book, it's fantastic.
I really,
I laughed out loud. I really did.
But I was told I'd be receiving a copy in the mail. And this is, if you are listening right now, this is literally no pressure. Absolutely, take your time.
Beth is at last talk has not figured out a convenient way to mail books to the United States that are not going to sell.
I don't think there is a convenient way.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I think it's just going to cost a bunch of money.
I think if you can sign a sheet of paper and then
sign a tip-in sheet. Yeah. Sign a tip-in sheet and mail that. I'll buy my own copy.
Right. Or have your publisher in the U.S. print a copy.
The problem is I want the UK copy because there's different covers and different names, and I want both of them.
I know. That's what I want too. I want like collector's edition stuff. I want
Anyway,
Netflix?
pre-order your copy of Lockdown in London Lane in the States and Love Lockdown in the rest of the world. In the UK, at least.
And Netflix, if you are listening right now, because
Make the damn thing into a movie, Netflix. It is so far up your alley, it's not even funny. Somebody make the goddamn thing into a movie.
Also, Netflix, while we're on the topic of making it into a movie, can you send me like very exclusive, so exclusive the author doesn't even have it, merch from the Kissing Booth?
That too. And also, can I cinematograph a movie?
Oh, you want to be the cinematographer?
I want to be the cinematographer. And I don't. Yeah.
I think you got to go be Key Grip 2 first.
I would love to be Key Grip 2.
That guy seems happy.
That guy seems like he's got it. He's union, man. He's getting paid.
He's union. And he knows Brad Pitt.
He knows Brad Pitt, right? I would be a
I don't know
great Key
Brad
Grip
Pitt.
2. I would be everybody's fucking favorite Key Grip 2. Ever.
They'd be like,
Anyway, with that,
Key
it
Grip
is
2
time.
is hilarious.
It is time. Yeah, if I was the Key Grip 2, man, I would want everybody to come away from that movie set being like, Key Grip 2, that's my dude.
That was a funny dude.
That was a funny dude. I love Key Grip 2.
Yeah.
Best boy grip, got nothing on Key Grip 2.
And
Netflix, if you need a new best boy grip, I would love to be that too. I don't really know the difference.
He was right there with his keys.
I think
right
one
there
of
with
them
his grip
has to do.
all the time.
I think one of them has to do electrician work. I do not know how to do electrician work. Please don't hire me for that. I'll be
I know how to
first
hold
AC. I can pull focus. I can do that.
I can hold a boom mic.
I can hold a boom mic.
I could be near a set and just kind of take instructions from people. I don't
can
know what
figure
that
it out.
is. Yeah, I'd be like,
I'm a quick study. I'll say that about myself.
they're like, hey, you go there. Like, I would be really good at that.
I would be really good at that.
I think that's called an extra, though.
No, I don't need to act. I'm cool with being behind the camera.
I don't want to be on screen. That's my thing. It's like, what's like an extra? This is what I think a lot of jobs need, actually, is
extras.
guards, is extras.
Is Key Grip 2s.
If in my office you take a day off, then like
somebody just can't, you need a seat filler.
no, like Josh comes in and Josh is the office bard, so he knows how to do everybody's job. He's like a sub. Right, but then when you come back, he's a swing, right? And when you come back,
swing.
he just goes back to sort of like office tasks. I think this is maybe what interns are. I didn't do any internships. I just went straight into career, baby. Yeehaw! And within 90 days, I had a company car. It was great. What am I talking about?
I don't know. I'm doing listener scores.
I see that. I'm pulling up the thing right now. Come sail away.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law.
So I didn't know that's what that song was called.
That's Renegade.
Yeah. Renegade.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Cool. Tyler, I've got a listener score for Tick Tick Boom.
Well, I don't have my scores inputted yet. So give me just 1 second, bud. I'm just kidding. I mean, do give me a second, but I'm not actually mad. What was the Metacritic?
I don't know. I closed the script.
Oh, let me open it. 74. That's what I thought. I already got it.
Yeah, that's what you thought. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you had 74.
It is what I thought.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, it is.
Well,
Are you
sure?
say that?
Would we call it chubby?
So just to recap, I gave this an 88, Ethan a 100.
Oh, so just to recap. Yeah. Ethan was done first for once.
What?
You're always done with the score inputting first, and I feel stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I have to count up all the
Tyler
scores.
got an
I was
88.
done first for once.
They say nice guys finish last. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 88, Metacritic a 74, Rotten Tomatoes audience a 96. What did our listeners give it, Ethan?
Our listeners gave it a 91.
91. That's a high listener
That's
score.
a high listener score. People liked this one.
That gives it a bacon and egg score of 91.45, which is 4th on the year.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What does that put it behind?
It loses to Encanto and beats White Christmas.
Encanto's third? What is first and second?
Spider-Man No Way Home and School of Rock.
That's a pretty solid year so far. Not gonna lie to you. Spider-Man No Way Home, School of Rock, Encanto, Tick Tick. I can live with that.
Yeah, I could watch those movies all the time.
All the time.
We're really getting into some sweet giblets here.
Some sweet, sweet giblets.
Those from the Hannah Montana show.
Gross.
I think that's what you said. Sweet, maybe it was sweet niblets. It was just niblets. That seems like a slur.
Hi guys, my name is Hannah Montana. Have you tried sweet giblets from Hannah Montana jerky brand?
Have you tried racial slurs?
Yikes.
Well, that was what I said. The other word sounded like. I'm just checking to see if this is our highest listener rated film of the year so far. Now, I will note it is not. But also, we didn't have a ton of reviews on this one. Some of these other reviews are lower, but we have more of them. I don't track how many each one gets, though. So this is just a guess. So out of 91, it does only lose to Encanto, which I think we only got one review for because nobody saw it.
That sounds about right, yeah. If I remember correctly, because we covered it like the week it came out.
Yeah.
Should we cover it again?
Encanto. See, I think one of the things we said we were open to doing this year is episodes revisiting or deeper diving into certain topics.
But should we cover it again now that everybody's seen it?
I don't know.
Now that I've seen it like 5 times and you've seen it like 16,000 times?
Mm-hmm. I would say there was a day there over the holidays, last time I was at my in-law's house, where Encanto was on the TV the whole day.
That's usually how Christmas is for me, is I watch A Christmas Story all day. I didn't watch it once this year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Caitlin's dad's pretty anti-Christmas Story. I didn't feel like fighting that. Dude, it was one of those things that like wasn't important at the time, and now I look back at it and my brain's like, that was important. You feel bad about that.
It establishes the feel of the whole holiday.
For sure. Anyway, I did watch White Christmas.
That's good.
Yeah.
I watched a Wheezy Waiter video where they watched 25 Christmas movies, and they really liked White Christmas, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought Wheezy and I would agree on that one. Not that I didn't.
White Christmas is delightful.
That's all right.
It's delightful. It's lovely.
It still was just so overhyped in my mind.
So when you say White Christmas is overhyped, you're right. When I say Deadpool's overhyped, I'm wrong.
Yes.
I see how it is.
Yeah. I'm glad you see how it is.
Yeah.
You're really
I'm Bruce
putting it
Nolan.
together now.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. You wanna sing us out?
I mean, not now that you said it, not really. I was literally opening my mouth to be like, and that is bacon and eggs. But like now that you said it, not really. How about you sing us out, Tyler?
Okay. Do you want me to do like a falsetto or like?
I just whatever's in your range.
All right. Whatever's in my range. And that is bacon and eggs.
Not quite my tempo.
Anyways, listen, that's Bacon and Eggs. If you like this show and you want to keep listening, do it, man. You can hop back in the back catalog.
Just do it, man. Like, you
just do it, bro.
You can just listen. It's just a podcast. They're free.
It's free, bro. You don't have to do anything other than pick which one you want to listen to. Some people really like to listen
One day
to
I'm going to be a
every single
famous
episode.
Charlie Day impersonator completely accidentally.
Charlie Day from Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think Charlie Day is friends with, like, the name sounds like somebody who was friends with, like, Charlie is So Cool, like.
That was Alex Day.
Was it Alex Day?
That's
okay,
dude
so
super canceled.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I'm Team Alex Day.
No,
but
I'm just reminding everybody, don't look up Alex Day.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, if you like this show, you can go in the back catalog. Some people listen to every single episode, regardless if they've seen it or not. Some people only listen to the ones where they've seen the movies. It really doesn't matter to me. Just, pick one that sounds good. I'm sure we've got like 300 episodes. I'm sure you've seen at least one of them.
Not only are all those people real, they're asking for their mail every single day.
What?
Carol!
What is that, bro?
It's Always Sunny. You ever see the Pepe Sylvia sketch?
I've seen it, but
God.
Not well enough to quote it.
It's like one of the funniest TV moments ever, and I don't even like that show.
That's one of those shows that, like, it's been on forever, though.
Yeah.
I respect it for that.
Yeah, I respect it for that. And, like, I used to like it, but then I just got to a point in my life where I was like, I can't bang with this kind of humor. But the Pepe Sylvia sketch remains hilarious.
Anyway. Yeah, so pick an episode you like. And then our music at the start of this episode kind of sounded like a superhero theme. That's by Andrew Scott Bell. Our amazing graphic work, if you're looking for graphic work, whether you're a corporation and you need a graphic designer, or you're like a marketing company and you need a freelance graphic designer, or you're just somebody who wants a logo for your new podcast, you should reach out to Vaishon at Vaishon Designs on Instagram. He's the best. He does all of our amazing work. If you like the show, want to
Yeah, it's not so easy, is it, Mr. Intro guy? Mr. I get a script for this guy. Mr. Ethan, did you write the script? No, I didn't write the script. I was busy doing something. I've been sitting here for 5 minutes. Why didn't you write? Yeah, well, listen.
You can go to WBNE.org. Check out all the amazing shows we have there. You could even listen to, like, gosh, I don't know, Late to the Party, returning at the end of this month, baby. I don't know when it's returning.
It is returning January 31st, wherever you get your podcasts, and now on Spotify. This has been an episode of Bacon and Eggs. I'm Ethan Edgehill. That's Tyler Carlin. And until next time, arrivederci.
Alexander Hamilton.